playing the De La Riva guard with Mark here. I open up his lapel. I can keep Mark's, or I can keep my De La Riva hook better in place with the lapel. Okay. Then I'll find the collar, foot on the hip. I'll bring Mark towards me, and then I'll put my foot on the far hip, and I use this to get into the Barambola game where I put his hip on the mat. Using that position, my foot comes over the far hip. I find the collar and I physically pull myself under Mark from this position here. Let go of the lapel. Find the back of the far leg pants. And now from there I'll use that to pull him over. I'm on the back playing the game. I can also use it for those that suck at Barambolas and have back issues like me. We can stop halfway and get into the mat. So I'll use this, find the collar, puts on the hip. To get him onto the mat, or put his hip on the mat, I never push from there because Mark's too much space. I always pull him first to get a reaction. Foot goes on the hip, and then I use that to put his hip on the mat. Foot comes over the far hip. Use this as a lever to pull myself under. And once I get to this position here, I can physically pull myself up into the mat. A few people sweating here, but don't worry, you guys won't be doing that. You're going to be passing from this position. The other thing Mark can do from there is, you're playing De La Riva, he can play it just with a De La Riva hook. So let's just say he goes deep. See the way he went deep there? And then this hand will grab the belt, and he'll put the foot on the hip, and then he pushes to get my hip on the mat, and then he can do the same move from there. He just inverts. He's going to switch his grip, and he'll use that to get on my back. So that's the sort of game we're dealing with, whether he's using De La Riva into like a Barambola system, or he's using a lapel De La Riva. Let's say I did with Chris. So now you're going to learn how to stop that guard. Let's look at just the De La Riva option first. It's more high percentage if Mark goes deep. If Mark was playing a sweep-based De La Riva game, he would just have my ankle. You can still hit this counter into the Omoplata, but it's not high percentage because he hasn't got that foot lock grip. Remember we talked about how if my foot was inside and he went for a footlock grip, perfect. That's the best time to get into the Omoplata. See, he's elbow deep. So if they're playing De La Riva with looking to get into the Barambola game, he will be going elbow deep, which is perfect for me. So from here, how do we deal with this? How can we counter this? Rather than just passing, we want to be more dynamic and countering the De La Riva and going straight into the Omoplata. So from here, if he has the De La Riva hook in, I'm going to back my knee out. My right hand is coming under the crook of his knee, and I feed this through, and I'm going to grab the collar. Now I don't want his knees pointing at me, so my left hand is going to walk his knees away from me as my knee comes into the back of his hamstring. And now from there, it's just a massive back step. That's all I want. And Omoplata is there again. Again, one more time on that. So he goes elbow deep on this one, looking to get my hips on the mat. So from here, I will back my knee up, my hand's coming underneath, and I disengage the De La Riva hook, and I'm going to make a thumb down grip, so my thumb's pointing towards me. I never want to back step into knees, so my left hand is just going to start walking his knees away from me as I immediately back step. Again, from there, we're straight into Omoplata. Works even better if he's playing a lapel guard, because now he's connected himself to my leg with the lapel. So this is very smart, because now it's hard to disengage Mark's De La Riva hook because the lapel's holding it in place, if that makes sense. But I can do the same thing from here. So again, I'll be bringing my knee back. I want to make sure that my hand comes between my leg and Mark's leg. Don't thread it into the lapel. You're going to end up tangled up. So I just come through and I make that grip again. Nothing's changed. Same pass. Make the grip on the pants. start walking, and because Mark has kept that grip, it's surprisingly easy to get into the omoplata again. You find when people are playing lapel guard, if they're not that used to it and they haven't done a lot of it, they'll get the grip and they'll not pass it, because you can switch. There's a lot of lapel guards, but if they just are good at playing the De La Riva version of it, they'll keep that grip the whole time. It's just perfect for the omoplata. So let's look at that again. So we have two variations. So if he goes for the lapel one, and he comes through, I'm going to do the same counter again. So I just back my knee off a little bit, my hand comes through, and as I disengage the leg, but he still has the lapel, I just come over and I make that grip, walk his knees away from me, and then I just do my back step. Again, if Mark stayed on the side from here, I can come around and we're straight into our whole sequence that we looked at. I have the shoulder lock, that wrist lock is there, more. Come here. So, play with that one, guys, yeah.